It was the escape that captured all of our attention. Criminally insane killer Philip Paul was on a field trip to the Spokane County Fair last month and walked away from his group. He jumped the fence and took off, triggering the largest manhunt in eastern Washington since the serial killer investigation. Today, Washington Department of Social and Health Services said Eastern State Hospital made critical errors and failed to follow policy by letting Paul go to the fair and by not alerting law enforcement until 2 hours after the incident. Paul was found 3 days later, hundreds of miles away near the south central Washington town of Goldendale. And KXLY 4's MCKAY Allen was at a news conference today where DSHS revealed significant errors and their plans to fix them. MCKAY, there were major flaws in the entire system.
Major flaws in the system and specifically at Eastern State Hospital, and they said there will be a review of virtually every policy at those mental hospitals in the coming months. Now, today DSHS admitted their failure to alert the authorities that Paul had escaped impeded, that's their quote, the sheriff's investigation and made them find Paul slower. They also said that serious complacency at Eastern State Hospital contributed to this whole situation.
We learned more today about the circumstances surrounding Paul's escape. We now know the 31 patients at the fair that day had 11 guards with them. When Paul escaped, the guard assigned to him thought he had gone to the restroom.
At 11:45 a.m., the subject patient was noticed missing by the staff escort on the grounds of the fair. And although policy required calling 911 or local law enforcement, that call was not made at 11:45.
Staff at the fair looked around for a few minutes, then called the hospital to report the escape and decide what to do next.
The staff at the fair asked twice should they call 911, and they were advised not to, which is against policy.
Turns out 12 hospital staff in all knew Paul had escaped and decided not to call 911.
Everything that went into our failure to call 911 once staff discovered that Mr. Paul was missing. That breach raises serious community safety concerns and absolutely impeded the ability for law enforcement to do their work in the first minutes of an incident like this.
Finally, at 1:14, crime check, not 911, was called.
Crime check, what are you reporting? The sheriff from Eastern State Hospital reporting a patient went to UL. He went what? UL, unauthorized leave from the state fair.
Everything from the decision to allow Paul to go to the fair, to not checking his backpack, to allowing him to escape, and then not reporting that escape for nearly 2 hours. It adds up to a complete failure at Eastern and with statewide policies.
Complacency perhaps overwhelmed the culture of the facility.
An independent panel has been formed to look into this further, to review this further, and they will review virtually everything from the safety of the facility themselves to who is let out for these outings, how these outings should happen, or if they should even happen at all. Additionally, Philip Paul right now is in a specific wing of Eastern State Hospital. He's allowed to move about within that wing, but that wing is in lockdown. He has no more grounds privileges and cannot leave the hospital at this point. Reporting live, MCKAY Allen, KXLY 4 HD News.